I'm getting such a heavy dose of vanilla, and I freaking love that. And my whole thing just changed.
Oh. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another blind head-to-head, totally double blind head-to-head, where we will select at random one of these unknown matchups from our sample pool and taste them to give you the most honest opinions possible because we don't know what we're drinking. So let's run a randomizer.
16. Oh gosh.
So
okay.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
16.
It would have been easier because I know there's 18 here. It would have been easier to just say 18, 17, 16.
But in the moment, that seems really difficult.
That would make too much sense. The pressure was on. We've got these selected now. We will get these poured and be back with our impressions. All right, we got our mess cleaned up. We do not need to delay any further. Let's get into the nose on glass one.
So I'm getting some apple, some alcohol, and a smidge bit of stinky feet.
Interesting.
Like very faint, but it's there. There's a little funk.
So these are all notes that you tend to get on Buffalo Trace products a lot of times.
Interesting.
And that's what this reminded me of. Not saying it is a Buffalo Trace product, not even trying to guess. We do not try to guess what's in these glasses, but whatever is in this do on first nosing reminded me a lot of a Buffalo Trace product. That's all I'm saying.
Should we taste it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Do you have anything else to?
Well, yeah, I was going to say some more, but
sorry.
you kind of stepped. You
I'm
just got so excited to take a drink.
I did. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was going to echo your notes as well.
Okay.
And I was also going to say the more I smelled it, I got a little bit of a darker note in there.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's nuttiness or a little bit of oak or something. I haven't had enough time to spend with the nose of it. But it's something kind of in that vein to go along with that fruity sweetness that we're getting on the front end. Let's get into the palate.
Well, I drank that in the weirdest possible way.
Did you get what happened? I got too big of a sip on mine.
It all was back here. Like I put it in the back of my mouth and then swallowed. I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, sometimes you do that. So I don't want to influence you too much. Are you getting anything?
I got some artificial cherry or strawberry flavor, like a saccharin, very like a fake strawberry, or cherry. I can't decide, but it's one of those red fruits, a fake artificial fruit. No?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to need to go again because I drank that super odd.
Okay. Yeah, I got a bigger sip than I wanted, and this is the first sip of whiskey for the day for us. I was pleasantly surprised by the flavor. I think it tastes pretty good. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I definitely got that vision of a spiked apple juice, but then also something like a strawberry or cherry artificial piece of candy. And then I did get that oak that I got on the nose, that nutty oakiness. I got the oak on the back end on the palate. But again, I got a really big sip, so a lot of it hit the back of my palate. Yeah. Let's get into another sip.
Okay. That was a much better sip for me. The second time, I just took the appropriate amount and I swallowed it correctly. Yeah. I'm still getting kind of like an artificial note. I've said this before on something and I cannot remember, but I used to have this strawberry shortcake action figure doll that her hat smelled like strawberries because she was a strawberry shortcake character. That's what that tastes like. It tastes like her hat smelled.
Yeah.
And I can't remember when I got it on before, but that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. On the palate, this is also reminding me of a Buffalo Trace product. I think that if it's not Buffalo Trace and you like Buffalo Trace products, then look for whatever this is. If it is a Buffalo Trace product and it's one that's easier to find and you like that profile, this is going to be for you. I like it just fine. I would be fine having a bottle of it, but we do need to spend some more time with it. We need to see how it compares to glass too.
I do want to say my initial impression is it may be too sweet for me.
Yeah, for me, the second sip came in with a lot more of that strawberry cherry kind of blend. It kind of started leaning to me a little bit more towards cherry pie. And I actually did enjoy that quite a bit. So flavor wise,
sounds delicious.
I'm digging on glass one. It's not my most favorite profile, but for today, I'm enjoying it fairly well. I can't wait to see what's in glass two and how it compares.
Let's do it.
So let's get right into it on the nose.
This smells like the outside.
Yeah.
I know this because I went on a walk
You were there today.
in the outside, and I came inside and I smelled my hair, and my hair smelled like this, the outside.
Pro tip, if you need some whiskey tasting notes and you need real life application.
Go to the outside.
And then come in and smell your hair. Or if your hair is too short like mine, smell somebody else's hair that's been outside. Get consent first.
Yes, consent.
Yeah, this has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit more of what I would call like a traditional bourbon profile.
Yeah.
Your caramel, your vanilla, your oak. It's very classic in that way. A little bit more muted on the nose, and I am getting that little bit of earthiness, kind of just, like a general earthiness. This is really pleasant on the nose to me.
It's not, there's nothing like jumping out in either direction. Like it smells very balanced, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I think one on the nose, at least, one would be more of like a people pleaser. Like it's very sweet, whereas two, to me, it's like this is quintessential bourbon on the nose. Let's get into the palate.
Flavor profile is sweeter than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite as sweet as Glass 1. It's also lighter than Glass 1. Like maybe thinner?
Maybe slightly. I'll give you slightly thinner, personally speaking, but it's coming through with a good little bit. I'm getting a really nice kind of oaky barrel spice on the back end. It's kind of akin to the sensation you get if you have something that's pretty heavily dosed with black pepper, like something food-wise, it's dosed with black pepper.
Really?
I like that.
I might need another sip because I'm not getting that at all.
And this one is kind of oily. It's making my mouth water, even though I don't know if it might be a little thinner than Glass 1.
It feels thinner, but I want that black pepper taste you're talking about.
Well, that spice on the back end is nice. That is a welcomed addition over Glass 1, but Glass 2 is leaning a little bit more nutty in flavor profile, and it does still have that caramel vanilla sweetness. Let's get back into another sip.
Okay, second sip. I'm getting some spice on the back, but it's still got that like hint of an artificial strawberry. I'm gonna go with strawberry. Yeah. Artificial strawberry. And I don't know what it is that happens in the process that makes me taste that.
Yeah.
But I get that on several things.
Yeah. This to me, second sip, the spice tamed down a little bit, although it's lingering. Yeah. Like the finish is lingering around. And if you like a spicy finish, at least right now, Glass 2 seems like the front runner in that one specific category. Flavor profile is always going to be a toss up. It doesn't matter who you are and that all comes down to personal preferences. But wow, Glass 2, that second sip, it has the depth of the oakiness on the back end for what it is, what it seems to be. But it came through with more sweetness for me as well. I got that kind of, to me, it's sticking out as cherry, personally speaking. But I can see your strawberry as well.
Yeah, I couldn't decide. I just went with one. But I think while it's still sweet, it seems less sweet than Glass 1 to me. Because there's a little bit of that spice in the back end that I don't think Glass 1 had. Glass 1 felt like it had some proof, maybe. It had something, but it didn't feel like spice.
Right.
To me.
Glass 1 devoid of spice. Glass 2 has spice. Glass 2 kind of has the lingering finish. And to me, the mouthfeel.
But it's thinner to drink it, I feel like.
It's got an oiliness to it, though. And then it is a little bit more tempered sweet in the way that like caramel and vanilla can be versus like Glass 1 is more of like fruity, sugary sweet. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to take some time with these, see which we prefer. I don't have a clear front runner yet. These are seemingly very close to me. I'm going to have to spend some time with these. We'll be right back. All right. After spending some time with both these pours, which did you prefer? Why? Did anything change for you? How you feeling?
So I preferred Glass 2. I feel like while overall I feel like both of these were too sweet for me, I liked the balance that Glass 2 brought for me. It was less sweet and it had a little bit of spice at the end. Glass 1 was good, but the more I drank it, the more it got like sharp. And I think like the more I had of it, the more I didn't like it, which is probably not a good thing. So that's where I'm at.
So pretty easy call for you to go Glass 2 on these. Okay. For me, this was very difficult. Yeah. They're very similar in a lot of ways, overall experience, and they both have that kind of artificial fruity sweet note in them. Yep. Glass 1, I like the nose more. For a minute, I got this vanilla ice cream in an ice cream shop, like a homemade ice cream smell in it. And I fell in love, but then I cleared my palate and started with it again, and it left. It was there 1 minute, gone the next. Super sad about that. But I do think I prefer the nose on one. And I think I prefer the mouthfeel on one as well. I think it's got a little bit more body.
It does. I said that earlier.
Yeah. Flavor-wise, they're kind of a toss-up. And I do think the finish, I'm going to give the nod to glass 2. But
so
honestly,
what's your actual answer? What do you like more?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's things I like about both glasses, and it's kind of a toss-up for me, which is a testament to both of these being a good comparison.
So you don't have a favorite?
This is what I do every time when I can't decide. I try to think to myself, okay, if they're both equally enjoyable or not or whatever, and I was forced to pick a pour of one more to have, and that was my only deciding factor.
Which one would you rather have a pour of right now?
If you forced me to pick, I probably would take glass 1, but I think I could do this 10 times and pick one 5 times and one the other.
So you have a slight preference to glass 1.
Yeah, okay. I would say these are very comparable. My ratings, you have ratings? Before we find out price, where are you at? So
I'm going to give glass 1 just okay. I don't necessarily need it in my house. I might get a pour of it at a bar, but probably not. It's just okay. I am going to give glass 2 a thumbs up. Depending on price, I may want a bottle of it if I'm wanting something sweet. I like that because it was a tempered sweetness, so it does get a thumbs up.
Yeah, and that's more your profile. You do like that tempered sweetness. Mm-hmm. For me, these are both a little more sweet than I would prefer in profile. I enjoyed both of them. I like both of them, but I'm going to give both of them a just okay. Just okay doesn't mean we don't like it. It just means we don't have to have a bottle of it. We're not clamoring to own these. So I can't wait to find out what they are. The price very well may change my ratings.
Same.
If they're low enough price and I feel like the value's really high, then that's going to shift things.
Same. And I'm on the fence. Like if glass 2 is too expensive, it's going to change.
Yeah. So let's find out what we're working with here. Glass number 1 in our key, and we're going to find out price first and then what we're drinking. But we're going to tell you if our rating changes before we find out. Okay. So glass number 1 is number 52 in our key. Okay. What is the price?
So glass number 1 is $50.
Okay. I'm going to stay at just okay.
Same.
Glass number 2 is
$50.
I'm going to stay at just okay.
I'm going to stay at thumbs up. I feel like that's a fair price for what I drank. It may not be my most favorite flavor profile, but if I wanted something sweet, I would probably go for something like this because it's got that spice that I like too.
Yeah, so fair enough. Let's find out what these are. Glass 1 is?
Smoke Wagon Small Batch.
Oh, wow.
And it's 100, these are both 100 proof.
Okay.
And so glass 2 is E.H. Taylor Small Batch. So this one's hard to find, isn't it?
Very hard to find,
well, son of a biscuit.
So I'm happy with this result because I've done this blind knowing what they are and thought it was very close and did prefer the Smoke Wagon the time we've done it just single blind. But this is double blind where we don't know what we're drinking. And I think for $50, if you could buy either one of these bottles, like I said, I mean, I'm a just okay only because this is a very sweet profile in both of these glasses.
It is very sweet.
But what's stunning to me is that people love Buffalo Trace products like E.H. Taylor for the sweetness. And a lot of people go after the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. But I inevitably, every time I try the two of them, I think the Smoke Wagon Small Batch is a better product. And it, to me, has become the replacement for E.H. Taylor when I want something like a 100 proof sweet pour. Taylor, and off camera, we talked about it, but we both were like, yeah, these seem to be about 100 proof. Yeah. And so, wow, there you go.
So so the availability factor plays a part for me. Yeah. Can I change my rating for glass 1 or glass 2?
I guess you can. You're going to make more editing for me in the background, but yeah, you can change it.
I'm very sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. The people need to know your true feelings.
I need to be true to myself. So $50, not a bad price. Hard to find. I'm not going to hunt it. I'm not into that. So it gets just okay.
Yeah. So you're just okay on both.
If it's on the shelf and I walk into a store and I can get it, I'll get it. So, but if I have to hunt it, not happening. Yeah. So I'm changing it to just okay.
And let's be clear. So that means we're both just okay on both of these, which means we like them overall. Don't have to have a bottle though. Might grab them in a bar. Might replace the bottles that we have when they're empty. Might not. Just depends. I like these both at $50, but if either one of these are marked up in our market, like if you get to $70 and beyond, I'm a thumbs down on both of these at marked up prices.
Gotcha.
It's just not worth it to me. Luckily, Smoke Wagon has been in stock a lot more frequently in our market, and we've heard in the comments below that a lot of markets are getting a lot more Smoke Wagon supply. I do like the uncut, unfiltered as well, but I really think that this small batch product is the best thing that they're doing over there. E.H. Taylor is a great product. It's a fun bottle to have around for sure. But, you know, if you're going to pay a bunch of money marked up for it, realize you're paying for the rarity, and it might not necessarily be better than something else that you might find that's comparable. And we do these in part to show you what we get, but also to hopefully encourage you to do your own blind tastings.
Yeah.
You can check the video description below. We'll put a link down there for the 2-ounce sample jars that we use. And if you get a Smoke Wagon, or if you get an E.H. Taylor, pour it up in one of those sample jars and pour Smoke Wagon in another one. Mix them up, or if you just want to do it single blind, pour them in glasses and mix them up. But you can put them in the sample jars along with other bottles of whiskey and just draw them at random and see how it hits you blind when you don't have the influence of the bottle. Because sometimes doing these tastings like this, you can say you like E.H. Taylor, but then you can find out, like me today, that you might like Smoke Wagon a little bit better sometimes.
I think that sums it up. If you like this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, do that. We'd love to have you.
And then, or else.
Also, not or else. You're fine if you don't. It's cool.
You just want to get content like this. This is what we do, though. So if you like it, definitely subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. And then also, we do have monthly live streams, and the dates do kind of change on that from time to time. So hit the bell icon to be notified when we have our live streams.
That's it. Be good to each other. And until next time,
Cheers.
Exactly what's happening right now has happened to me in another head-to-head. And it was WB Saffel versus Rare Breed, and I got a vanilla homemade ice cream shop type of note, like Mike's downtown. Yeah, I'm getting that
on glass one.
Yeah, and I'm freaking falling in love.
You're a married man. Watch out. You're treading dangerous waters.
I mean, if it comes down to you or an ice cream shop, tough call.
It would be a tough call for you. I understand. I know you well enough to know that you're not kidding.
I have delicious flavor on one hand. I have the best partner I could ever ask for on the other. It's a hard decision.
Yeah, it's a hard decision.
That is 100% a replacement for this. 100%. I even said I thought it was a Buffalo Trace flavor profile.
You did, but I disagree. It's on 100%. It's not an even.
It's not a 100% duplicate, but it is the best comparable pour that I can think of on the market. That's much easier to find.
It is a very comparable pour, but there are some slight differences, and those differences mattered to me.
That's fair.
Which is interesting.
That's fair. I just haven't found anything as close to this bottle as this bottle yet.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that for sure.
I found things I like better than both of these, like Early Times Bottle and Bond for half the price of either.
Yeah.
But I've never found something that's so close to this that's the same price that also has a little bit of like, it's got the pretty bottle.
Yeah.
It's like,
the bottle's cool. It's a nice presentation. Yeah, it's true. It's fair.
Yeah. Cool. Done. Done and dusted, as they say.
What?